Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Elena Morrison. Today I'm going to share 10 evidence-based strategies that will dramatically improve intimacy and satisfaction in your relationship, and none of them have anything to do with performance, stamina, or physical attributes. These strategies are based on research from relationship psychology, sexology, and decades of clinical practice. And according to studies published in the Journal of Sex Research and the Archives of Sexual Behavior, couples who implement even half of these strategies report satisfaction levels 50 to 70% higher than couples who focus only on physical performance. Let me be very clear from the start. Most men over 60 believe that satisfaction is primarily about physical performance, but the research shows something completely different. A landmark study from the Kinsey Institute surveyed over 38,000 women about what creates lasting satisfaction in intimate relationships. Physical performance ranked 9th out of 15 factors. The top factors were emotional connection, attentiveness, communication, trust, and non-physical affection. This is incredibly good news for men over 60, because all of these factors are completely within your control, regardless of your age, health status, or physical condition. You don't need perfect performance. You need the right approach. Let me walk you through all 10 strategies. Strategy number 1 is prioritize her pleasure above your own. This is the single most important shift you can make. Studies show that when men prioritize their partner's satisfaction, both partners report higher overall satisfaction. A study from the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that women whose partners focused on their pleasure first reported satisfaction rates 68% higher than women whose partners focus primarily on their own experience. The reason is simple. When she feels prioritized, valued, and cared for, her emotional and physical response is far stronger. This creates a positive feedback loop. Her increased satisfaction increases your confidence and satisfaction, which further improves the entire experience. Here's how to implement this. Before any intimate encounter, make a mental commitment that her satisfaction is your primary goal. Ask her directly what she enjoys most. What feels best? Is there anything specific you'd like tonight? During the encounter, pay close attention to her verbal and nonverbal cues. Notice what she responds to most strongly. Adjust your approach based on her feedback in real time. After the encounter, check in with her. Was there anything you especially enjoyed? Anything you'd like more of next time? This shows that you care about her experience, not just your own. Over time, this approach builds trust, openness, and dramatically higher satisfaction for both of you. Strategy number 2 is extend foreplay significantly. Most men underestimate how much time women need for full arousal. Studies show that the average woman requires 15 to 25 minutes of foreplay to reach full arousal, while the average man requires only 3 to 5 minutes. When foreplay is rushed or skipped, satisfaction drops by 40 to 60%. A study from the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that couples who engaged in at least 20 minutes of foreplay reported satisfaction levels 55% higher than couples who engaged in less than 10 minutes. Here's how to implement this. Plan for at least 20 to 30 minutes of foreplay before any physical intimacy. Start with non-physical connection. Spend 5 to 10 minutes talking, making eye contact, and building emotional intimacy. Move to light physical touch. Kiss her slowly. Caress her arms, back, and shoulders. Take your time. Gradually increase intensity. Move to more intimate touch, but slowly. Pay attention to her arousal cues. Her breathing will deepen, her body will relax, and she'll become more responsive. Only move to full intimacy when she's fully aroused. This might take 20, 25, or even 30 minutes. That's normal, and it's worth it. Women who are fully aroused before intimacy report satisfaction rates 70% higher than women who are not fully aroused. Strategy number 3 is master clitoral stimulation. This is a biological fact that most men don't fully understand. Studies show that 70 to 80% of women require direct or indirect clitoral stimulation to reach climax. Penetration alone is not sufficient for the majority of women. A study from the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy found that only 25% of women consistently reach climax from penetration alone, while 75% require additional clitoral stimulation. Here's how to implement this. Learn the anatomy. The clitoris is located at the top of the vulva, where the inner lips meet. It's a small, highly sensitive structure with over 8,000 nerve endings. Use manual stimulation. Use your fingers with a gentle, circular motion. Start slowly and increase pressure gradually based on her response. Use oral stimulation. Many women report that oral stimulation is the most effective method for clitoral stimulation. Be patient, gentle, and consistent. Use positions that provide clitoral contact. Certain positions allow for direct or indirect clitoral stimulation during penetration. Experiment to find what works best. The key is consistency. Most women need steady, consistent rhythm to reach climax, not varying speed or pressure. Strategy number 4 is communicate openly and without judgment. Communication is the foundation of all satisfying intimate relationships. A study from the Journal of Sex Research found that couples who communicate openly about preferences, desires, and boundaries report satisfaction levels 60% higher than couples who avoid these conversations. Here's how to implement this. Create a safe, judgment-free environment. Make it clear that her preferences, desires, and feedback are welcome, not threatening. Ask open-ended questions regularly. What do you enjoy most about our intimate time together? Is there anything you've been curious about trying? Is there anything that doesn't feel as good as it used to? Share your own preferences and desires. This models vulnerability and openness, which encourages her to do the same. Respond to feedback with gratitude, not defensiveness. If she shares something she'd like you to do differently, thank her for trusting you enough to share. Then implement the change. Check in regularly. Communication is not a one-time conversation. It's an ongoing dialogue. Ask for feedback after intimate encounters. What felt especially good tonight? Anything you'd like more of next time? Strategy number 5 is build emotional intimacy outside the bedroom. Physical intimacy is deeply connected to emotional intimacy. When emotional connection is strong, physical satisfaction is significantly higher. A study from the Journal of Marriage and Family found that couples who engage in regular emotional connection activities, meaningful conversations, shared experiences, non-physical affection, report physical satisfaction rates 50% higher than couples who don't prioritize emotional connection. Here's how to implement this. Have daily meaningful conversations. Spend at least 15 to 20 minutes each day talking about something other than logistics or responsibilities. Ask about her thoughts, feelings, dreams, and concerns. Practice active listening. When she talks, put down your phone, make eye contact, and listen without interrupting or problem solving unless she asks for advice. Engage in shared activities. Do things together that you both enjoy. This builds positive shared experiences and strengthens your bond. Show non-physical affection daily. Hold hands, hug, kiss her forehead, put your arm around her. Non-sexual physical affection builds trust and connection. Express appreciation and gratitude. Tell her regularly what you appreciate about her. Specific compliments are more meaningful than generic ones. Instead of "you look nice," try "I love the way you smile when you talk about your grandchildren." Strategy number 6 is slow down and savor the experience. Most men rush through intimacy, especially as they age and worry about maintaining performance. But rushing reduces satisfaction for both partners. Studies show that longer, slower encounters result in higher satisfaction. A study from the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that the ideal duration of physical intimacy is 7 to 13 minutes of active engagement, not including foreplay. Encounters shorter than 5 minutes or longer than 20 minutes are associated with lower satisfaction. Here's how to implement this. Remove time pressure. Don't start intimate encounters when you're rushed or have a deadline. Choose times when you have at least 45 to 60 minutes with no interruptions. Focus on the sensations, not the outcome. Instead of rushing toward climax, focus on enjoying each moment. Notice the sensations, the connection, the intimacy. Take breaks when needed. If you feel yourself getting too close to climax, pause, breathe slowly, and let your arousal level drop slightly. Then resume. This extends duration and deepens satisfaction. Use slow, deliberate movements. Fast, aggressive movements might work in adult films, but in real life, slow, deliberate, rhythmic movements are far more effective. Savor the entire experience, not just the climax. Many men treat intimacy as a sprint toward climax, but the entire experience, the foreplay, the connection, the closeness, is what creates lasting satisfaction. Strategy number 7 is create the right environment. The environment has a massive impact on satisfaction, especially for women. A study from the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that women are significantly more responsive in environments that are clean, private, comfortable, and free from distractions. Here's how to implement this. Make the bedroom a sanctuary. Keep it clean, organized, and clutter-free. Remove work materials, electronics, and anything that creates stress or distraction. Control lighting. Dim, warm lighting is far more conducive to intimacy than bright overhead lights. Use lamps with warm bulbs or candles. Control temperature. The ideal bedroom temperature for intimacy is 18 to 22 degrees Celsius. Too hot or too cold reduces comfort and responsiveness. Eliminate distractions. Turn off the TV. Silence your phones. Lock the door if you have children or others in the house. Privacy and uninterrupted time are essential. Add sensory elements. Some couples find that soft music, pleasant scents like lavender or vanilla, and comfortable bedding enhance the experience. Strategy number 8 is use your words. Verbal communication during intimacy is incredibly powerful, but most men underutilize it. Studies show that women respond strongly to verbal affirmation, appreciation, and encouragement during intimate moments. Here's how to implement this. Express what you're feeling. Tell her how beautiful she is. Tell her how much you enjoy being with her. Tell her how good she feels. Be specific and genuine. Avoid generic phrases. Instead of "you're so hot," try "I love the way your body responds when I touch you here." Ask for feedback in the moment. Does this feel good? Do you like this? Would you like me to go slower or faster? This shows attentiveness and creates trust. Encourage her verbally. When she does something you enjoy, tell her, "That feels amazing. I love when you do that. Keep talking." Positive verbal feedback increases her confidence and responsiveness. Avoid silence. Many men are completely silent during intimacy, which can make women feel disconnected or unsure. You don't need to narrate everything, but occasional verbal connection makes a huge difference. Strategy number 9 is be fully present. Presence is one of the most underrated aspects of satisfying intimacy. When you're distracted, anxious, or thinking about other things, she can tell, and it reduces her satisfaction significantly. A study from the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy found that presence and mindfulness during intimacy increased satisfaction by 35 to 45%. Here's how to implement this. Eliminate mental distractions before you begin. If you're stressed about work, finances, or health, take 10 minutes to breathe, meditate, or journal before initiating intimacy. Focus on your 5 senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel in this moment? This anchors you in the present. Make eye contact. Eye contact creates connection and communicates presence. Don't stare continuously, but make regular eye contact throughout. Notice her responses. Pay attention to her breathing, her sounds, her movements. This keeps you focused on her and the shared experience. Let go of performance anxiety. Worrying about how you're performing takes you out of the moment. Trust that if you're present, attentive, and connected, the experience will be satisfying for both of you. Strategy number 10 is show affection after intimacy. What happens after intimacy is just as important as what happens during intimacy. Studies show that post-intimacy affection significantly increases satisfaction and emotional bonding. A study from the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that couples who engage in at least 15 minutes of affection and conversation after intimacy report satisfaction levels 40% higher than couples who don't. Here's how to implement this. Don't immediately get up and leave. Stay close to her for at least 10 to 15 minutes after intimacy. Hold her, stroke her hair, keep physical contact, talk to her, ask her how she's feeling. Tell her you enjoyed being close to her. Express appreciation. Thank her for sharing that time with you. Tell her how much you value your connection. Offer her water, a warm towel, or anything that makes her comfortable. Small acts of care after intimacy communicate that you value her, not just the physical experience. Cuddle or fall asleep together. Physical closeness after intimacy releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which strengthens emotional connection. Let me tell you about Richard and Susan. Richard is 68, Susan is 65. They've been married for 42 years. For the past decade, their intimate life had declined significantly. Richard struggled with performance anxiety. He worried constantly about his stamina and function. Susan felt disconnected and unappreciated. They rarely talked about intimacy, and when they were intimate, it felt rushed and mechanical. Their satisfaction had dropped to almost zero. Then Richard and Susan came to see me. I taught them these 10 strategies. They committed to implementing all 10 over the next 8 weeks. Here's what happened. Week 1, Richard started prioritizing Susan's pleasure. He asked her what she enjoyed most. He extended foreplay to 25 minutes. Susan felt heard and valued for the first time in years. Week 2, Richard focused on clitoral stimulation and slowed down the entire experience. Susan's responsiveness increased dramatically. Week 3, Richard and Susan started having daily meaningful conversations. They talked about their feelings, their dreams, their fears. Their emotional connection deepened. Week 4, Richard created a better environment. He cleaned the bedroom, bought new bedding, added soft lighting and music. Susan felt cherished. Week 5, Richard started using verbal affirmation during intimacy. He told Susan how beautiful she was, how much he desired her, how good she felt. Susan's confidence soared. Week 6, Richard practiced full presence. He let go of performance anxiety and focused entirely on connection. Susan noticed immediately and felt more connected than she had in years. Week 7, Richard stayed close to Susan after intimacy. He held her, talked to her, expressed gratitude. Susan felt loved, not just desired. Week 8, Richard and Susan had transformed their intimate life completely. Their satisfaction levels were higher than they'd been in 20 years. But more importantly, their emotional connection, trust, and overall relationship satisfaction had improved dramatically. Today, Richard and Susan are more in love than ever. Richard no longer worries about performance. He focuses on connection, communication, and Susan's satisfaction. And ironically, by letting go of performance anxiety, his performance improved naturally. Susan feels valued, desired, and deeply connected. She told me, "I don't care about performance. I care that he cares about me." And that's everything. Their story is not unique. Thousands of couples have transformed their intimate lives by focusing on these 10 strategies instead of obsessing over performance. You can be one of them. Let me summarize the 10 strategies. Strategy 1, prioritize her pleasure above your own. Strategy 2, extend foreplay to at least 20 to 30 minutes. Strategy 3, master clitoral stimulation. Strategy 4, communicate openly and without judgment. Strategy 5, build emotional intimacy outside the bedroom. Strategy 6, slow down and savor the experience. Strategy 7, create the right environment. Strategy 8, use your words during intimacy. Strategy 9, be fully present and mindful. Strategy 10, show affection after intimacy. Here's what I want you to do. Starting this week, Choose 3 of these 10 strategies and commit to implementing them consistently for 30 days. After 30 days, add 3 more strategies. After 60 days, implement all 10. Track your progress. Notice how your partner responds. Notice how your own confidence and satisfaction improve. At the end of 60 days, I believe you will have transformed your intimate relationship completely, and you will have done it without worrying about performance, stamina, or physical attributes. You will have done it by focusing on what actually matters: connection, communication, attentiveness, and care. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more evidence-based relationship and health strategies for men over 60. Leave a comment below with your city and country. I love hearing from you. And if you want a deeper dive into any of these 10 strategies, comment "Satisfy" below, and I'll send you a downloadable guide with detailed protocols, conversation starters, and techniques. Share this video with any man who wants to improve intimacy and satisfaction in his relationship. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.